Hi, my name is Amber, and this is my November haul. So I ended up accumulating a pretty decent sized stack of books this month. Happened with a bunch of deals again. First, I picked up volume 1 of Frau Faust. I know this is the creator of the ancient Magus Bride, and that is one that I keep hearing about a ton, but I just haven't picked up and haven't found yet. So when I found this by the same creator, I decided to go ahead and pick it up and try it out. It's supposed to be based around the story of Faust, which is a doctor that supposedly made a deal with the devil. Supposed to be taking that stuffy doctor and kind of turning it into this bright, young, smart woman. And she is searching for pieces of her demon, but I did read this month, so if you want to know more about my thoughts on it, it will be in my wrap-up. Next, I picked up volume 1 of Pandora Hearts. I went into this not really knowing much about it. It was one that I just heard a lot of people really enjoyed, and very quickly into jumping into it, you realize that it's an Alice in Wonderland kind of take. It mainly seems like it's just taking the characters from it and just kind of running with its own thing, which I'm perfectly fine with. I did read this month, so if you want to know more of my thoughts, it will be in my wrap-up, of course, but I loved this and I thought it was a lot of fun. So I ended up picking up Maid Sama. This month, I decided to pick up some random animes because I wanted to watch some more, I wanted to check out some more, and this was one that everybody kept talking about. When I first started watching the anime, I fell in love with it so quickly. It was just incredible, and before I even finished it, when I found this sitting there, I had to pick it up to actually read the manga, and it was just as wonderful. Our main character, Misa, is the student council president. She is constantly working and constantly doing everything she can to help her school, which used to be an all-boys school, be more respectful towards girls and not be as crazy as it was beforehand. She has a secret job where she works at a maid cafe and is something that she doesn't want anybody to know about. One of her classmates ends up finding out and she builds kind of this friendship with him. I'll talk about this more again in my wrap-up because I did read it this month, but I just love this series so much. Next, I picked up 10,000 Skies Above You by Claudia Gray. This is the second in the, I want to say it's the Fire something trilogy. What is this called? Firebird trilogy. I had owned book 1 and book 3 such a long time now and just never got around to picking up the second book. I ended up getting this through Books for Trade. Hopefully can now finally pick up that trilogy and read through the entire thing. Next, I picked up Everlist by Sarah Holland. In this world, time is taken through blood, and the royal and the rich kind of have more control over time than the poor. It seems really interesting, and I just decided to give this one a chance. Next, I ended up picking up the Chinese edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I found this randomly in my store, and it's just something that I want to add to my collection because I want to start building more and more editions of the first book. This is now making it, this is the 5th edition of this book that I have now. I think it's going to be really unique and really cool to have editions that are in different languages. Next, I have Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the 3rd book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I have read this month, so I will talk about it more in my wrap-up, but the series is so much fun and so just enjoyable for me. I enjoyed the first book, but it definitely wasn't what I expected it to be, but as soon as I read that second book recently, I fell in love with the series, and I had to get the 3rd book as fast as I could, which I got from Books for Trade. I did end up getting the Barnes & Noble edition of this, which has an extra chapter in it. The chapter was nice. It wasn't what I expected it to be. Next, I have Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the second to Renegades. This is a superhero, what used to be a duology, but I'm pretty sure is turning into a trilogy now, where there are renegades and anarchists. Some people in this world have powers, some people don't, and it is kind of just a war between what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's evil, and it is such an intriguing and great story with amazing characters. This is another one that I did read this month, so I'll talk about it more in my wrap-up. The final book that I picked up this month was the collector's edition of Throne of Glass. I of course had to pick this up. I just needed to. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so incredibly happy to add this to just the collection of Throne of Glass books, especially since Kingdom of Ash just came out and I just finished that recently, and it feels good to have a very beautiful fancy edition of the first book. And the last item that I picked up this month was this Enamel Pen. This came with the Kingdom of Ash pre-order incentive. So those are all the books that I picked up in the month of November. Let me know what books you picked up this month down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.